a divisional round recap. Brandon Cooks caught the football. Brandon Cooks caught the football. He had possession. It never got jarred loose, and he was down by contact, okay? And I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. It can go either way, though. I can see how it can go either way in the moment. Very ticky-tacky. I understand that, but Josh Allen turned the ball over way too much in this game. That is just the truth, and he's done it all season long. This isn't the first time Josh Allen put the ball in harm's way an unnecessary amount of times, and it's cost the Bills. He did it against the Texans. He did it against the Dolphins. He did it against the Patriots the first time they played. He's done it. He put the ball in harm's way a few times this season, and it cost the Bills. They're 3-6 in games where Josh Allen turned the ball over. It's crazy that they did get such good production out of James Cook in this game, and they still weren't able to capitalize. I thought he ran the ball, but considering the weapons that Josh Allen had, it's incredible that this game was even close to begin with, but you can't have that fumble at the end of the first half. That is just absolutely reckless and careless, and it cost the Bills 3 points. They lost this game by 3 points. He got outplayed by Bo Nix. He really did. And that throw that Bo Nix had to Marvin Mims was just an absolute dot. He was making plays on 3rd and long. He was incredible. All facets of the game. Bo Nix was an absolute baller. Obviously, the interception was not good. But if the Broncos get Bo Nix playing the way that he did against Josh Allen and a Buffalo Bills secondary that is pretty good with Christian Benford, Teron Johnson, Cole Bishop's been an absolute dog this season. One of the most underrated players in the league this year has been Cole Bishop. If Bo Nix can play the way that he did for 2 more games, the Broncos should win the Super Bowl because their defense is that good. They're not going to see a quarterback that's playing at high as I wouldn't say that because they could play Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford is a one-dimensional threat. He's not going to kill you with his legs the way that Josh Allen is. I think Josh Allen's more scary in the playoffs than Matthew Stafford is. Matthew Stafford just has way more help. But if Bo Nix plays the way that he did for the next 2 games, but he's out, but he's injured, right? That's what's just so like Bo Nix was playing his best football at the best time on when the lights were the brightest, and now we get robbed that, and we got to watch Drake May fumble the ball 6 times. It's just such bullshit, man. What a win for Denver, though, and as a Broncos fan, that just has to rip your heart out, bro. That if Bo was healthy, this team had a not even like it's more than legitimate. Like they would probably have been the favorite because of the way that he played and how clutch he was, not only in this game, but as how clutch he's been all season long. Big throw after big throw after big throw for his season to end like that. I can't think of a more heartbreaking season-ending injury in a very, very long time. Obviously, Nick Foles is the comparison we're getting with Jared Stidham here, but Nick Foles, Wentz got hurt in the regular season. Like, has there ever been, at least in my mind, I guess when Brock Purdy got hurt, but they lost that game. Like, has there ever been in recent memory a quarterback that got hurt 2 games away from a Super Bowl title after they just beat the defending MVP from a year ago in the play? Like, I can't remember any situation like this before. It's unprecedented, and it would be hilarious if the Patriots fucking sold this game. And I'll tell you this, the Patriots defense has looked incredible, and everybody says the goalposts keep moving. The goalposts keep moving. And it's like they've played injured teams. They just have. They also have played teams with not the greatest offensive lines. The Broncos have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, the lowest sack percentage allowed in I wouldn't say the most efficient run game. Like they're definitely better in pass pro than they are against the run, but it's a pretty average rushing attack as well. So we'll see, man. I think the Patriots have been getting a lot of pressure in the last few games that they played. I mean, we'll get into CJ Stroud in a little bit. He was just awful. He was worse than Herbert was, obviously. But Herbert was like, they were getting a lot more pressure on Herbert than they were on Stroud, but they've been getting a lot of pressure all playoffs. This Broncos O-line is the best in the business in terms of pass protection. So that'll be a weakness for them. But then again, it's Jared fucking Stidham. The Patriots offensive line is obviously garbage. Like anybody with eyes can see that. And the Broncos have the most sacks in the NFL, but the Texans' defensive line was as arguably just as good, especially on the edges with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. Like the strength of the Patriots offensive line is in the middle. The weaknesses are in the tackles because Will Campbell is absolutely garbage. That guy sucks. He is horrible. The Patriots whiffed, swing and a miss. he could definitely get better. Like, obviously, this is all I have against the Patriots right now. This is the only ammo I have against Boston fans at this very moment, is that Will Campbell fucking sucks. And he does. That guy is garbage, dog shit, dog water, hot ass. Shouldn't be in the NFL. Shouldn't have been a first round pick. He allowed like 5 sacks in 10 games. That's not good in the regular season. He's allowed 4 sacks and a couple of strip sacks in 2 playoff games. He is awful, undersized, short arms, injury prone. Jaden Daniels merchant in college. He's the most overrated player in the history of the NFL. No business being a first round pick, not even a top 5 rookie offensive lineman. I've said that all a million times, but it's just, I've been right about that. I've been right about that. Also, we'll get into the national championship, obviously. What a run by Indiana. We'll do that at the end of the episode. I picked the spread correctly in the last six college football playoff games. I haven't, since the first round, I haven't been wrong on a spread pick in the college football playoff. So all of you that want to clown me because I had a horrible playoff so far, which I have had, it's been bad. It has been a bad playoff. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've been hot in college football. Sad to see it over. But in Miami, plus 7.5 just cash as well. But yeah, man, I feel bad for Broncos fans. My cousin Matt is a Broncos fan. He's the number one supporter of this program in terms of like the equipment he's been able to help me out with, and I really do feel for him, man. I really do. It's just a tough scene in Denver. It's just like if Bo Nix played bad and then he got hurt, then maybe it would soften the blow. But he played so well in this game against a pretty good secondary. Maybe not so well. Like, there were some inaccuracies at time, but it was just clutch throw after clutch throw. Third down conversion after clutch third down conversion. It's just, he went toe-to-toe with Josh Allen in the playoffs. Like, they have their guy, so I guess that can feel good. Like, the Broncos for sure have their guy, but it's like, John Franklin Myers needs to get paid. I'm not sure what the rest of their contract situations look like defensively, but they got a lot of guys. I mean, they just signed Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. I don't know what those contracts were. PS2 has one of the most team-friendly contracts in the NFL. So maybe this defense isn't going anywhere. I don't know if Benito's locked up on a contract. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. I'm pretty sure Zach Allen is locked up on contract. They just played their left tackle. I'm pretty sure Quinn Miners is locked up as well. So it's like the core of this team is actually, how on earth are they paying all these guys? There's no way like John Franklin Myers has got to go. Because Bo Nix hasn't been paid because Bo Nix is still on a rookie contract. So that makes a lot of sense. So you're losing. You might not even, like, this might not be the only year you lose your stud quarterback. And then Bo Nix is a stud quarterback. But I don't know whether they're going to have him for next year either. I have to look it up. This isn't a very researchy, prepared-based episode because I have to drive my buddy to the airport in a few hours and I need to go to bed, but still. Wow, breaking news. 49ers head coach Robert Saleh is finalizing a deal to become the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans. It's huge who they bring there as an offensive coordinator. It really is. But I think Bob Saleh is one of the best defensive-minded coaches in the NFL. What he was able to do with this 49ers defense up until the divisional round without Fred Warner, without Nick Bosa. And I'll tell you this about Bob Saleh. He is one of the most so Bob Saleh signed with the Titans. He's one of the best coaches in terms of player development on the defensive side of the ball. And I know that firsthand as a Jets fan. The amount of linebackers that he's just spit out, like Quincy Williams, all pro. We got Jamin Sherwood a new contract. DJ Reed had his best years as a Jet. Sauce Gardner had his best years when Bob Saleh was there as a Jet. Like, the whole Jets defense just played better. Like, Bryce Huff had his best year with Bob Saleh when he was on the Jets. Quinnen Williams had his first All-Pro season when Bob Saleh was the head coach in New York. Jermaine Johnson had his only Pro Bowl season when Bob Saleh was the head coach in New York. Like, the Jets' best defensive players of the last few years, like, there was a significant drop-off in this Jets defense almost instantly once he left the building. He's definitely a great coach. He just needed to be in a non-toxic environment, and there's not a more toxic environment in the NFL than the clown show that is the New York Jets, ran by the biggest clown in sports, in Woody Johnson, who I'm begging, take your $7 billion return on your investment and stay the fuck away from my football team. Please. Just $7 billion ROI. And this guy's just too stubborn to take it and walk away. That's not the point. Bob Saleh, good for the Titans. They need to get the right guy at OC to develop Cam Ward, because Cam Ward is too talented to be wasted by incompetent front office. And I think Bob Saleh is a good coach. I think if you get the right OC, that could be a good pairing in Tennessee. And he has some defensive pieces to build around. Like, L'Jarius Sneed is still in there. Jeffrey Simmons, all pro defensive tackle. So there are some pieces. They don't have edge rushers. Their linebackers are all over the place. Their safeties are not good. Their other cornerback position is not good. And L'Jarius Sneed hasn't even been good since he's been in Tennessee, but still good hire for the Titans. Bob Sala's the guy. Let's move on to some of these games. Seahawks Niners won't spend too much time in this game because I quite frank, I honestly I did not watch too much of it. Pure belt to ass canine. Kenneth Walker game. He was a stud on the ground. Sharp gets hurt early on, and Canine finally gets in the end zone. Ironic for all of his fantasy owners. What was he averaging? Like 8 yards a carry or something crazy? Okay, 19 carries, 116 yards, 6 yards per carry. Sam Darnold only threw the ball 17 times. They just dominate time of possession. I know they had Tom just had a fumble. Tom just also got hurt. Brock Purdy had an interception. They housed the kickoff return for a touchdown. So it was really just a 3 phases dominant victory for the Seattle Seahawks defense. But I think the Niners are never a good matchup for Seattle. I thought getting, oh no, I did think that. I mean, no, I never thought that, but I thought San Francisco would put up a better fight, especially getting um, Trent Williams back. I think maybe you could slow down the Seattle pass rush. But it was, I always liked the way that the Seattle offense matched up with the Niners defense because of the Niners' inability to rush the passer. And Sam Darnold got sacked only 2 times today or on Saturday. So I guess he didn't light up the box score, but he was efficient with the football. He did stretch the ball down the field at times. And I mean, yeah, I mean, like it's not when you look at the box score, and that's what it is. This is a lot of box score watching. It's not like how you typically would draw up a Seattle Seahawks W offensively because Jackson Smith-Njigba had 19 yards and Kenneth Walker averaged 6 yards per carry. He's usually closer to 3 yards per carry on the ground. So good win, good game plan. And CMC had another tough day on the ground. I'm still a believer in Brock Purdy and Shanahan. Obviously, I think you'd be foolish to not be. The fact that they made it this far with all of the injuries that they had is just crazy. And I think Brock Purdy, if he can just control the turnover problems that he did have this year, more than 1 interception per game allowed, I think he throws with some of the greatest anticipation we have seen in the NFL in a very, very long time. Like it is elite. I maybe not. Okay, that's definitely a stretch. We've seen it before, but it's elite. It's elite. It's Joe Burrow-esque anticipation, but he just doesn't have as strong of an arm as some of these guys, and that gets him in trouble, especially in that game. Oh my gosh, against the Eagles. Like the one Quinyon interceptions, like he had Tonjes, right? But his arm strength, so he didn't have the arm talent, he didn't have the arm strength. And that's where he can get into trouble. He can see it up here. His brain processes it, and he just doesn't have the arm talent to deliver the perfect throw that some other guys do, but their brains won't get them there. So that's where Brock Purdy's greatest weapon is his brain, and he's also very underrated in his mobility in the pocket. I think the Niners will be back. Brock Purdy's usually been a pretty good playoff quarterback. And other than those 2 interceptions, I thought he played very well against a very good Eagles defense. And obviously, it was not his day against Seattle, which is the best defense in the NFL. All right, everybody's been waiting for Patriots, Texans. The reason this game hurts so much, it's not just that I hate the New England Patriots, but it's that CJ Stroud, and I am a CJ Stroud believer. I still believe in CJ Stroud. It's in there from his rookie season. It's in there. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. CJ Stroud went from setting records in the Rose Bowl, almost beating Kirby Smart Georgia when they were at their peak, having one of the I think is the highest QBR of a rookie in NFL playoff history in his rookie season against the Cleveland Browns. Only threw 5 interceptions in his rookie season, 4 interceptions, whatever the number is, to having, 8 interceptions in 2 playoff games? Single-handedly ending the Houston Texans season. Just inaccurate throws. Was it Durham Smythe? He got Durham Smythe injured. And it's not like he was like making bad decisions. He was like making, some decisions were just horrible. He wouldn't take a sack. But then there were throws that he had guys, and he was just missing them. And that was CJ Stroud's thing, is he was incredibly accurate at Ohio State. He was incredibly accurate his first year and a half in the league. And there was it's in there. What is happening? I've never seen anything like the fall off we have seen from CJ Stroud. And I didn't think it was that bad, but it reared its ugly head over these past 2 weeks. I'll tell you this, though. I am buying CJ Stroud stock. I'm not selling. I'm buying CJ Stroud stock. I think he will be back. It's in there. It's in there. Young pieces on that offensive line that got better as the year went on. I think if you can get him comfortable again, you get him Tank Dell back, you keep Nico Collins in there, and if Tank Dell's even 75% of the player he was before injury, they should have one of the best passing games in the NFL. Get Joe Mixon back. this offensive line gets another year, I think this Texans offense is far from done. I think we haven't heard the last from CJ Stroud, but what a bad performance. And it just ripped my heart out, especially against this Patriots team that I can't stand. And as a CJ Stroud stan, he's making it really hard for me to still believe, but I want it out there that I still believe in CJ Stroud. I still believe in CJ Stroud. It just seems like he's got the best head on his shoulders to bounce back from something like this. And I really hope he does, man, because he was so fun to watch his rookie season. He was so fun to watch in the playoffs. Even last year, he played good in the playoffs. Even against the Chiefs, it's not like they lost that game because of C.J. Stroud. Mahomes was throwing touchdowns, basically from his knees. Like it was, I don't understand this. It makes no sense. It really does. As far as the Patriots are concerned, Drake May, bro. The interception is not Drake May's fault, obviously, but he puts the ball on the ground a whole lot. He thinks he has more time in the pocket than he does because outside of Myles Garrett, he has not played any real elite pass rushers all season long, and that's got him into trouble back-to-back weeks against the Chargers and against the Houston Texans. But lucky for him, his defense has pitched some shutouts here. Not literally, but they've played almost literally. They held the Chargers to 3 points, the Texans to 16. Like they've played some incredible football this Patriots defense has over the last few weeks. And you heard Patriots fans say it once we get Milton Williams and Robert Spillane back, this is a different defense. I believed them, but I didn't think they made this much of an impact. Milton Williams is genuinely a top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL. That guy just wrecks games. The one CJ Stroud interception, the worst interception of the day, Milton Williams is driving his defender so far back that it disrupts. It was either, I don't know if Dalton Schultz got hurt at this time, but I think it was Schultz that fell down. He was the first read on that play. And then CJ Stroud, instead of taking a sack like a smart person, just hawks it up like a dog. It's like he makes more of an impact on the game than it shows up in the stat sheet. Milton Williams is the engine that charges this Patriots defense that has been pitching a shutout so far in these playoffs. Like you can say whatever you want about the opposition they played, and it has been very injury-riddled offenses with bad quarterback play, but the Patriots defense has been up for the task. They've played objectively fantastic football. And as bad as I want to rip on the Patriots offense, they scored 21 points against the Texans defense. And the Texans defense was allowing 16 points per game before week 18 when they benched their starters halfway through the game. So like they scored more against the Texans defense than literally more than half the league. Drake May put together some very, very good drives, very, very impressive drives, and he had some really good throws in this game. He really did. Also had some very inaccurate throws. He also missed Kyle Williams a million times on the deep ball. Like he wasn't as accurate deep down the field. It took a Kayshon Boutte one-handed diving catch for that adjusted completion percentage on throws over 20 plus yards that Patriots fans love to bring up about Drake May because they've played some of the worst secondaries in the NFL. They've played some tougher secondaries now back-to-back weeks, and we've seen Drake May be more inaccurate on the deep ball, missing Austin Hooper against the Chargers, who was wide open. He couldn't connect with Kyle Williams a few times on the deep ball against the Texans. But again, like this was bound to happen. It was bound to regress to the mean a little bit. He's not going to complete 85% of his passes on 40 plus yards down the field forever. The throw to Stephon Diggs and the throw to Kayshon Boutte was a dime, more of a great play from Boutte than anything. But there was one throw that I think it hit Kayshon. It was the Stephon Diggs touchdown drive. It hit Kayshon Boutte perfectly in fucking stride. And it's just throws like that just tear your soul out because you give guys like Boutte and Diggs a chance to run after the catch, which Drake May almost always does. Because of how accurate he is, it just makes you want to put a bullet in your brain. It's like, how do they get another one of these guys, man? How do they get another one of these guys? And he's likely going to play in the Super Bowl. But obviously, he's not the same Drake May from the regular season when he was playing Joe Schmoes. I think anybody can see that. It's not the same Drake May. He thinks he has more time in the pocket than he does because the schedule he played in the regular season was awful. That's causing him to put the ball on the ground a little bit more. I'm sure they'll try and fix that up. They'll clean that up. He hasn't been as accurate on the deep ball as he was in the regular season, but he was due for regression to the mean. You're not going to play the Jets, Giants, Raiders, Saints every week where you can just bombs away to wide open Kayshon Boutte, wide open Stephon Diggs, wide open Kyle Williams every week, right? So it was due for some regression. He still isn't playing like losing football. I mean, he is. Hey, Drake May's not been playing winning football either. It's just the quarterbacks he's been playing have been playing worse football than Drake May has, and their defense has been pitching shutouts. Like Drake May's not the reason the Patriots are winning games. You don't have to be a brainiac to see that. However, they did score 21 points per game against the best defense in the NFL that allowed 16 points per game before Week 18 when they benched half their starters or they benched their starters at halftime. So you got to give credit to Drake May for putting together drives against the Texans defense that allowed the least amount of points per drive in the NFL this season. The Patriots scored more than the average team did, which you should if you're a top 5 offense. The Patriots are number 2 in offensive points per game. So their offense is good. Their defense is really good. They haven't played an offensive line like Denver, but they've also played 2 quarterbacks that are better than Jared Stidham. Probably going to get another Jared Stidham stinker. The Rams or Seahawks will put belt to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's where we're at. Is there any other talking points in this game that I missed? I don't know. Probably. I don't really care. It's just I'm depressed. It's not good. Rams, Bears. I have not talked about this game at all. Not even a little bit. Shout out the Bears defense, man. Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson. I thought they played a fantastic game. When Colby Parkinson is tied with Puka Nacua for the Rams in terms of receiving, your defense played a good enough game. But the reality of the situation is Caleb Williams didn't. And DJ Moore did stop running. He was jogging on that last route, which is inexcusable. Probably part of the reason why DJ Moore's been on a losing football team every single year of his career until this one, going back to college. Because he makes plays like that. He just quits. But what was Caleb looking at? That he was never open. Like that was never a good throw. He turned the ball over too many times in this game. It's on Caleb Williams. I think it is on Caleb Williams, but again, second-year quarterback, first year in a Ben Johnson system. If you're a Bears fan, you should be more than thrilled with the season you got this year. It just is the way that they're winning football sustainable. Probably not, but I think they're going to change the way that they're winning football games because it's going to be another year in this system with a bunch of elite, dynamic young playmakers. This offense with Luther Bird and Colston Loveland is going to be a real issue next year for the NFC. Look out once we get year 2 Ben Johnson, year 2 Caleb Williams, and the Rams just win ugly. That was an ugly win against Carolina, ugly win against Chicago, kind of gift wrapped to them. I thought the Bears were going to win. Everybody thought the Bears were going to win this game. Bad interception by Caleb, and they didn't get any sacks. Like the Rams didn't get that much pressure on Caleb Williams in this game. And that's how the defense operates in LA. They go as far as Byron Young, Jared Verse, Braden Friss will take them. It's just Caleb Williams turned the ball over more than Matthew Stafford did. That's really what it was. But it was a good game. It really was. I mean, that 4th down throw Caleb had, it just, oh my, that's unbelievable. He does it every week. It's like a weekly thing. There's literally the only people I trust more in that scenario now in the NFL, it's like literally Patrick Mahomes, and then who else? Seriously, like I think Josh Allen had a chance. He had a chance in overtime through an interception, debatably. So it's like, who are you taking over Caleb Williams in the 4th quarter at this point? Bo Nix, I guess, but like not even like. I mean, Bo Nix has made some incredible clutch throws, but not like to the level Caleb has at all. I think Bears fans should be really happy with the way this season went. Everybody was doubting them, myself included. I thought they might be picking first overall. Here they are, overtime, NFC divisional round, chance to the NFC Championship game on the line. So with rookie Colston Loveland leading the team in receiving over the past 4 weeks, with Luther Burden getting a role in this offense, with Rome Odunze flashing early on in the season, then getting hurt, like Caleb Williams playing some of the best football in the league from the quarterback position at times this season, definitely in the 4th quarter. There's so much to build upon there in Chicago that they should feel great. And the defense played well once they got all their guys back, like Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Jaquan Brisker. They were incredible. They were incredible against the best passing offense in the NFL in Los Angeles. So they've got young guys on the defensive side of the ball. They've got young guys on the offensive side of the ball. The offense should be fine. I think the offense is championship caliber, or will be in a year. They just need to get some edge rushers, maybe some more linebacker depth. And I think they're going to be fine. Like they really just, if they get the D-line, the Bears are going to be really scary if they get the D-line figured out. Montez Sweat had the best year of his career this year. So look out. The Bears are going to be a problem for a long time in the NFC. Rams Seahawks is going to be a lot of fun. a lot of fun as it was on Thursday Night Football. Matthew Stafford is the only quarterback that's really been able to cook the Seahawks this year, which is something to, besides Baker Mayfield in like week 4, which is something that as Seahawks fans should be concerned about. He threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, nobody's done that to the Seahawks defense. And if it wasn't for Rashid Shaheed punt return touchdown, which, like, you can't say that. I mean, give him credit for special teams, obviously, but also the most ridiculous process of a 2-point conversion in the history of 2-point conversions that gave the Seahawks a lead in that Thursday Night Football game, or tied the game, tied the game for Seattle. Like, we're not talking about, like, the Rams would be the 1 seed. So it's like a lot of things had to go the Seahawks' way in order for them to beat the Rams the second time they played. That's all I'm saying. Am I forgetting anything? I probably am forgetting something in this game, but it's been a long weekend, man. It's been a long weekend. What a game, though. Well, really, what a weekend. Even though I'm just like, I'm not depressed, obviously. I don't get it. Like, depression doesn't exist. You can outwork it. You can outrun it. But I am sad. I am angry. I am upset. I'm not happy. Like, I don't feel good. Like, football is almost over, and the worst possible things that could happen have happened. So what do I have to be happy about? I am excited. I will do a rebuilding the New York Jets franchise mode on Madden live streaming and YouTube channel coming soon. So that's exciting. But not a whole lot to be happy about as a sports fan right now. Not a whole lot at all.